Welcome to today's market report. European stock markets are seen opening mixed on Monday, with investors adopting a cautiously optimistic stance after Brexit negotiations were extended past the Sunday deadline. The DAX futures traded 0.3% higher, CAC 40 climbed 0.6%, FTSE 100 fell 0.1%. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen agreed over the weekend to go the extra mile, ignoring a self-imposed Sunday deadline and giving negotiators another shot at closing a trade deal. The talks looked doomed to failure at the end of last week, with Johnson stating that there was a strong possibility the two sides would fail to strike a trade deal. However, a weekend of intense democracy appears to have injected fresh momentum into long-running process, increasing hopes a deal can be done this week. At stake is around $1 trillion in annual trade at risk of facing tariffs and quotas if a deal cannot be reached before transition arrangements end on 31st of December. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted authorization of the Pfizer BioNTech Covid-19 vaccine late last week. The U.S. will see its first deliveries of the drug starting this week. There is also the possibility of additional fiscal stimulus in the U.S. with a bipartisan bill for a $908 billion COVID-19 relief package set to be introduced in Congress later in the day. Reuters reported that it could possibly be split into two separate packages, as the lawmakers who prepared the bill seek to win approval from both Republicans and Democrats. Back in Europe, Germany will enter a lockdown from Wednesday that will see the closure of non-essential stores as coronavirus cases surge during the winter period. Eurozone industrial production data for October are due on Monday and are expected to show a rebound of 2% on the month from a drop of 0.4% the previous month. Oil prices pushed higher on Monday, continuing recent gains amid confidence the start of the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine in the US, the world's largest oil consumer, will result in a rebound in demand next year. Crude futures traded 1.1% higher at $47.09 per barrel. Brent rose 1.1% to $50.53 per barrel. Both benchmarks have posted gains for 6 consecutive weeks, their longest stretch since June. Gold futures fell 0.4% to $1,837.05 per ounce. On the FX front, GBP USD has seemed to focus on the fact that Brexit talks resume, kicking off the week with a gap and rising by around 1% at the London opening. A new British proposal on the level playing field topic outweighs downbeat talks by the PM, while Monday's 4-hour chart is pointing to further gains. The pair cable has pierced through the 50, 100 and 200 simple moving average on the 4-hour chart on its way up, and momentum has turned positive as well. The relative strength index remains well below the 70 level, but far from overbought conditions. Some resistance awaits at 134, a level that capped GBP USD in November. It is followed by 130.80, a swing high seen last week, and finally by the 2020 peak of 135.40. Significant support is only at 132.30, which was a temporary low early in the month, followed by the December low of 131.40. Although the EU and the UK showed readiness to talk one more chance of getting together on the Brexit trade deal, fears of a haphazard exit couldn't be ignored. BBC's Ian Watson suggests that the ex-neighbours recently developed more differences than the previous key hurdle, like fisheries and level playing field. On the other hand, the Financial Times conveyed that the EU states have been warned not to entertain side deals with Britain, which would ease the consequences of a no-deal Brexit. While global markets cheered an intermediate relief to the Brexit watchers. Policymakers from London and Brussels need to develop a strategy to not let this opportunity be wasted. Though a few odds are favouring that the Tories will not show readiness to compromise until Brussels ease a bit. Other than Brexit chatters and vaccine optimism and hopes of the US COVID-19 stimulus package offers a positive start to the week. While stocks futures shared optimism, the US 10-year Treasury yields followed the suit. Eurodollar struggles to extend its recent uptick while holding moderate gains above the 121 level. The relative strength index points north above the 50 level, indicating that there is more room to the upside. The dollar index was down 0.4% at 90.562, trading near a 2.5-year low. Dollar yen was at 103.98. Aussie dollar was at 0.7564. This is today's market news. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.